Manchester United praise doesn't get much bigger than this. Sir Alex Ferguson believes Senne Lammens' start to life at Old Trafford has been nothing short of outstanding. So are the chances of Are You Schmeichel in disguise more than tongue-in-cheek already? Well, since Lammens made his first start at home to Sunderland, United haven't lost, unbeaten in 5 games, including playing a role in the famous win at Liverpool at the end of October. Well, the manager has, Sir Alex Ferguson has said this. The manager has had some good signs, particularly the goalkeeper has been outstanding. He's only played 3 or 4 games and he's looking really good. Of course, Mbeumo and Cunha, they've added to it. I hope the manager gets a bit of success because at United, you need to have success. I think back-to-back wins is something teams like United should always expect. Having gone through a cycle where the improvement has to come by waiting and being patient, they are enjoying it now. Well, Sky Sports have partnered with Finalysis, an app where passionate fans share their opinions on their club. If you want to represent your team, then scan the QR code on your screen or visit the Sky Sports app for more details. Let's speak to Manchester United fan Bradley Tooth. Good morning, Bradley. Is he the new Schmeichel?
I think that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, he can catch a ball, which is
that's a good start.
Improvement on the last lad. I was at the Sunderland game and I don't think I've heard a cheer as big as for when he came and caught the ball. And it settles the defence. And that's what we've been missing for a long time. Just a steady Eddie who can catch, distribute well and not look for the headlines,
Bradley, I did that game, the Sunderland game, and he relieves pressure. He comes quick and he's a big boy and he takes it at the highest point. I think the manager's done very well with him, Ruben Amorim, because he told him not to play out ponderously around the penalty area like Onana was doing. He can play off both feet. He can play long, left foot, right foot. He gets it forward earlier. I think it takes the pressure off of the goalkeeper just to do what he's good at. Do you not agree?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a good point. The speed of his distribution compared to what Onana's has been is massive. Is a massive improvement because it just allows us to get the ball up the pitch quicker. It's less ponderous at the back, holding on to the ball, and it immediately puts the opposition under pressure. You see in the games that we played with him in, it just, especially when Sesko's in, Sesko's getting the flick-ons, and it's been a good tactic. And his percentages are quite good for the amount of long balls he's hit as well, but. It is very early days. I'm sure, like Ruben says, there'll be another storm coming because we're not getting too carried away. But it's nice to see a signing work out, and he wasn't that much money, but he seems to have his head on his shoulders, which is good.
Is that the thing when you say about not getting carried away, Bradley? That actually the main positive is he's not Onana and Bayindir, and that Man United fans were so underwhelmed by those two that almost anyone who came in with any sort of pedigree and the confidence to get through that first game against Sunderland, United fans were going to love. I'm sure that United fans don't think he's anywhere near the next Schmeichel at the moment, but he's better than the last two by quite some distance.
Yeah, by quite some distance, but to look at the other two, it's really hard to judge them with a Manchester United lens of old. We have to look at it through the current landscape, right? And Onana came in when we've not been really successful. He didn't have a great defence around him. Yeah. The management wasn't perfect. The expectations were high. The fee was bigger than what he can't control the fee. And then he makes a few mistakes early doors and he never really recovers. Yeah. In a good dressing room and a good environment, that stuff doesn't happen. There's no doubt that there's a good goalkeeper there. He proved it at Inter. But, the toxicity around him in the end, it was sad to see. And the club made the right decision in moving him on. And actually, it didn't look like we were going to get Lammens in the summer. I think we started the season with Bayindir and goal, and then we acted quite quickly, which is not something that we've done over the last few years. So it's positive signs from the club.
Put those 3 signings then in order of how impressed you've been so far out of Cunha and Mbeumo and Lammens. What would be the 1, 2, 3 in order?
I think number one's got to be Mbeumo because he's a delight to watch. I'm going to put Lammens second because his impact on the defence in particular has been really, really positive.
Yeah.
And Cunha third. That's not to say Cunha's not been great. I think there's more to come from him. I think what I've seen from him in games is positive. It's just he's not quite got the level, the goal tally that Mbumo's got. But that'll come. You know, it's nice to be talking positives about 3 United signings rather than, you know, like 1 out of the 3 working, which is what has been happening previously. You know, it's good signs.
I think it's really important. You can't be successful without a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You know, and he would have seen the noise. Emi Martinez was coming into Man United. Everyone believed that was going to happen. And when he didn't, the disappointment from the United fans, I myself thought, yes, that's a United signing. I was pleased that Villa kept hold of him. But Lammens then comes in and everyone's on a negative about him. And then he gets his opportunity. So everyone thinks, oh, here we go again. The other 2 haven't been good enough. This boy's under massive pressure. He's done tremendously well for a young kid. He's played at a lesser level to come to the Premier League, playing for the biggest club in the league, and perform like he's done. I think he's been outstanding, but it's a great question you ask, which order do you put him in? I agree with the order at the moment, but I think Cunha will be the superstar. He will be the Eric Cantona of Manchester United. When he gets better players around him, if the manager gets the opportunity to continue the building process in January and next summer, I think Cunha, longevity, he's the icing on the cake. For me, he has that sprinkle of stardust.
What he seems to have in terms of the sprinkle, Brad, is that, pardon the pun, a bit of devil about him that we talked a lot last week on Sky Sports News about Wirtz, and it may be feeling like at Liverpool the shirt weighs quite heavy on him, whereas Cunha has got that spike to his game where he's actually absolutely loving being a Man United player.
Swagger.
Bit of swagger and enjoys wearing the shirt and being a big name at a massive club.
Yeah, his impact has not been felt massively on the pitch, but I think he's got a bit of an aura about him. Yeah. And, you know, we're in a Premier League now. I heard you guys talking about Bellingham and Kane before, but there's a lack of mavericks in this Premier League, you know. If you look back, we were talking about it last night, you know, the likes of JJ Okocha knocking around. There's nobody who really can take the game by the scruff of the neck, take a few players on, and really show, like, the Cantona sort of edge about them. There's a distinct lack of them characters, and Cunha, you know, it's a really, really positive sign, and I think we'll be looking back on this one in a few years thinking 65 million quid, money well spent, you know, really positive impact.
I think next year you have collars back on your shirts and Cunha might wear his collars up.
Gotta be. Let's bring the iconic kit back.
This has been one of the most enthusiastic Manchester United chats I remember on this show for quite some time. And I'm sure you'll say, Bradley, long may it continue. Good to talk to you this morning. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
We'll be talking enthusiastically about...
Let's talk about some of your former clubs. We'll start with Manchester United.
I think he's been 12 months. In the last month is arguably his most successful. I think we all desperately want him to do well. I think we all like him. He's made some big calls, you know, the Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony. I think the owner coming out, giving him the time that he needs, is quite reassuring for him. So we all wish him the best of luck.
Would European football be a successful season?
Well, that would be. I think they put all the eggs in the basket last year in trying to win the Europa Cup. And I think he sacrificed the league for it. I can understand what he did to try and win a trophy. Anything that gets them in and around Europe would have to be, at this particular moment, a bonus, wouldn't it?
What about tactics?
Well, I don't think he's going to change, is he? I think he's pretty steadfast. This is the way he wants to go and do it. And I think he'd rather get the boot doing it his way. And fair play to him, he stuck to his belief, stuck to his principle. Ultimately, he still have to get results.